Thank you, thank you. This is obviously a totally new adventure for us, so without further ado. We do run a farm, and it's in Boston. It's one of the last city farms, but it's fairly good size. So I think when we think back on our lives, what we found is that where we are most comfortable is in the sort of the duality of the extraordinary and the ordinary, and the beauty and the mundane. And that's what gives us the social, psychological, mental nutrition that keeps us going in our lives. So the other day when we were thinking about this, I was fuddling around on my desk and thinking about things that I read over the years, and I came across a lengthy piece by Marcel Proust, but I want to read you just a little bit of it, because what we're trying to do is set up an experience that after I read this, Annette's going to speak for a minute, and then we're going to move into the room that's right on the other side of those cameras.
We've laid a table for you, so natural things.
So the previous speaker sort of set the green idea for us, and so without further ado, Proust wrote many reminiscences, but this one was particularly appropriate, we thought. Many years had elapsed during which nothing of Combray, save what was comprised in the theater and the drama of my going to bed there, had any existence for me, when one day in winter on my return home, my mother, seeing that I was cold, offered me some tea, a thing I did not ordinarily take. I declined at first, and then for no particular reason changed my mind. She sent for one of those squat, plump little cakes called Petite Madeleine, which looked as though they were molded in a fluted valve of a scallop shell. And soon, mechanically, dispirited after a dreary day with the prospect of a depressing morrow, I raised to my lips a spoonful of the tea in which I'd soaked a morsel of the cake. No sooner had the warm liquid mixed with the crumbs touched my palate than a shudder ran through me, and I stopped, intent upon the extraordinary thing that was happening to me. An exquisite pleasure had invaded my senses, something isolated, detached, with no suggestion of its origin, and at once the vicissitudes of life had become indifferent to me, its disasters innocuous, its brevity illusory. This new sensation having had on me the effect which love has of filling me with a precious existence, or rather this essence was not in me, it was me. I had ceased now to feel mediocre, contingent, mortal. Whence could it have come to me, this all-powerful joy? I sensed that it was connected with the taste of the tea and the cake. Whence did it come? What did it mean?
So we invite you to come to the next room, to see the feast that we have laid before you. We would love you to smell it and to touch it and to taste it, and then we'll go from there.
Some of them, but mostly we've done it. This is a purple cauliflower. The color, normally it's faded a little because we picked it yesterday, but the color is exquisite, and people look at that in our shop and go, "Is that real?" These are sunflowers that we picked out. We picked them out of the trash and peeled off the petals and tried to make sort of a little pattern out of it. Obviously, all these little cilia on here are going to become the seeds. Baltimore Oriole's nest, normally it would hang very high up in a tree, way out on the edge, and this is what a Baltimore Oriole makes his nest out of. Hairs and moss.
And one of the most precious presents John ever gave me was one Easter. He gave me a Baltimore Oriole's nest filled with chocolate eggs, and I just thought it was the absolute best present I've ever had.
And the other nest?
I don't know.
Somebody said it was a wren.
It probably is a wren. It's mostly hairs, which we have a lot of on the farm.
We have a hummingbird's nest at home that is made of horsehair.
But it's very, very, very soft and delicate.
Are you familiar with
What that? I've never seen her.
I have seen them in the movie, but I've never actually seen one.
These are water lilies from our pond.
But they closed up at night, and it's too dark here for them to
For them
reopen.
to open, but they were lovely.
Did they get ready to
When they're open, it sort of looks like a lotus flower. They're really beautiful, but they didn't open.
This is fun too.
These
So
are-
here's art from something else.
Well-
One of you do this or the kid?
One of the
Kids- one of
kids.
the
Oh,
kids
boy, that's
did
what
it.
I thought. That's
One of the kids in the summer program, probably an 8, 9, or 10-year-old did that. One of the things
Lovely.
that they've done over the years, we have different projects that different groups sort of identify with, and for years, the 8 to 10-year-olds made walking sticks, and that is a particularly elegant one. But yeah, some kids did that.
It just sort of looks like a two-hand.
He didn't take it home, so I kept it.
Oh, yes, this is.
I can't lay claim to it.
Yeah,
And
no,
the
that's a
skull
beauty.
is, yeah, somebody asked me that, I don't know
Yeah, it was
what
me.
that
I
is.
was-
I found this, and I don't know what it is.
Oh, that's nice. These are just found.
Oh,
Yeah,
yeah, we find
yeah,
things
I
all
found
the
What a
this.
time.
thing for a fox. That's a very big smooth.
We live just outside of Boston.
Yeah.
The farm is actually in Boston, but we live outside of
Right,
Boston.
and so you just found it in the
Yep.
nature and
Yep.
Yeah, oh, the jar.
These are dragon tongue dry beans.
These are really fun to touch too, because this is just a wood, a log that had rotted, and it's gotten so light. Yeah, yeah.
No,
You
it's
think?
much too big.
Yeah.
It's much too big. Yeah, that's big headed. This is a scented geranium.
A rose scented geranium. The lavender didn't make it well, but it still is lavender.
No.
lemon verbena, or what is this one? This is
Lemon, there's a lemon balm somewhere.
lemon balm. That's it.
Lemon balm is that one down there.
I don't know
one had a
who made
wonderful
that
essence,
nest,
too.
but I just think it's great.
not
It's
sure.
so disheveled.
It might be a lemon thyme. I think it's a lemon
Lemon
thyme.
balm. I have piles in my yard if you want some.
Obviously, we like our grape juice.
Yes.